we moved to New York City 2 years ago, and that's where it's going to be this year. Theorizing the Web is an inter- and non-disciplinary annual conference that brings together scholars, journalists, artists, activists, and commentators to ask really big questions about the interrelationships between the web and society. We deeply value public engagement, and we consider insights from academics, non-academics, and non-tech theorists alike to be equally valuable, which makes us pretty unique for a mostly kind of sort of academic conference. We are run, some of the things make us unique, we are run mostly by grad students. This is the committee from last year. There's going to be a couple new people on it this year, but it's not officially announced. Some of these people become professors, but we started out as all grad students. Accessibility is really important to us, and we define accessibility broadly. So along those lines, our registration fees pay what you want. Again, it's pretty weird for a conference, but it works for us. New for 2014, we had an anti-harassment statement, which is something we thought we were doing to make an ideological statement, and which then ended up being something we needed to enforce. So we were really glad that we had that, and we got pretty good feedback from the people there about having done that, so that was good. Furthering accessibility, the conference is live streamed, and we encourage in-depth discussion on our system of hashtags, which includes the conference hashtag, and then we have a panel-specific hashtag for every room. And in order to make truly inter- and non-disciplinary conversations possible, we really ask our panel speakers not to use disciplinary jargon or to define those terms if they do use them. We invite bands and DJs to play our after party, and we set up a gallery as part of the conference, bring art into the space. TTW was started, I don't know the slide. TTW was started by Nathan Jurgensen and PJ Ray, who are both grad students in sociology at the University of College Park, Maryland. TTW 11 was a one-day event at UMD. Dana Boyd, familiar to a lot of us, gave the keynote. TTW 12 was also at UMD, and Zeynep Tufekci and Andy Carmen did a joint keynote. This is also where I encountered not just theorizing the web, but the whole world of web scholarship more broadly. So that was a pretty big deal for me. 2013, we moved to New York. We did a one-day event plus a plenary the night before at CUNY. Alice Marwick, Jesse Daniels, Zeynep, Adrian Chen, Dana Boyd did a plenary. A keynote was David Lyon. This is my first year at the committee. And then last year we went full DIY and took the radical step of moving out of academia and into a warehouse. All 2 days of programming were at Windmill Studios in Brooklyn, which is normally like a movie studio and sound stage. We had a really, really amazing program. We had 2 days of great panelists, some of whom are in the room as we speak. We also had a really kind of, I don't want to brag, groundbreaking set of plenaries and keynotes. We did a plenary titled Sex, Work, and the Web, which you can see here, which featured Melissa Giroux-Grant, Emma Catherine, Hawk Kincaid, Najila Ree, and Stoya. And our second plenary that night was Theorizing Big Data with Zeynep Tufekci, Kate Crawford, Winter Mason, and Jennifer Teasy, who took that moment to announce to the entire world that she was about to have a baby and had managed to hide her pregnancy from big data up until this point. And our keynote was race and social media, which we had a packed room for. You can see the panorama I took with my iPhone. And that was Andre Brock, Jenna Wortham, Aisha Siddiqui, Lisa Nakamura, and Latoya Peterson. So planning is now underway for Theorizing the Web 2015, and we're just getting started, so I can tell you that it's going to be in New York again. It's going to be 2 days, and nothing else is officially announced, so I won't say that. But what we're really looking for is to help, how you can help us is we're looking to expand engagement so that more people not only know about Theorizing the Web, but feel like it's a thing that they're welcome to participate and want to participate in. And also, how can we help people get to Theorizing the Web? Last year, we had several accepted panelists who had to decline because they weren't able to get travel funding. And we really value having historically marginalized voices and people from outside the US. And we unfortunately had people who just couldn't help get there. We're DIY, we're run on donations, we don't have any money. And so if there's alternatives out there to help people who can't get departmental funding or who aren't even part of departments to help them get to the conference, that would be awesome. And then on a nerdy tech note, we really want to move away from PayPal for donations because their anti-sex worker discrimination doesn't really sit with our social justice attitude. So if you've got a good PayPal And you know something like Google Forms that takes attachments.